All right, this is Jimmy Cab's Take the Broadcast, a 50 with 50 interview series of Bulldozer Magazine. It's a lovely Sunday afternoon on Gay Pride Day here in West Hollywood. I'm here with Ben We're going to continue. Falgo?
Yes, you got it.
I'm here with Ben Falgo of Goatwhore. How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Welcome back to Los Angeles.
Definitely.
Welcome back to Gay Pride Day here.
Hey, you know.
Everybody's got to love everybody.
Everybody's got to have a little fun, you know, so. It's all good. It's all good. We didn't have no complications coming here, so I don't really care, you know. I'd be pissed off if I came in and the traffic was fucking outlandish, but we came from Fresno, so we came from the north.
So you escaped all the festivities.
Yeah, well, I escaped the festivities traffic,
there you go,
which is the main concern. That's usually the most relentless thing.
Goatwhore's on tour. They're on tour with an array of amazing bands. Let's mention them. Theories, Ringworm. I'm missing one.
Black Breath.
Black Breath. How do you feel about this tour?
I think it's really fucking solid and intense.
One of the things that I like about this tour is that each band really has the underground. Every band brings it. Usually there's like filler tours or what have you, but each one of these bands brings it. How do you feel about that?
When we were putting everything together, because this is like, I guess technically our first like real headlining tour. We've done shows here and there on our own where we headline and there was like local support and stuff, but we wanted to do like a full-fledged headlining tour,
right?
All through North America, you know, through most of the states, through parts of Canada and everything like that. And we wanted an intense package. We wanted bands that fit like the kind of style we're doing, but not necessarily the same, but in that same kind of vein and the intensity there. So I feel like all the bands, man, and every night so far, the other bands have put on fucking amazing shows, man. It's just been intense all the way through. Sometimes I feel like, you know, the intensity of all the bands, by the time we get up there, everybody's kind of like drawn out and drained because of the intensity that's fucking going on. But I definitely appreciate, you know, all the bands being a part of this tour and everything with us, and man, they are all busting fucking ass, and it's really good.
One of the things that I really appreciate about this tour as well is the fact that each and every one of these bands are the real deal. What I mean by that is they're live bands. They tour, they control that stage. You mentioned that sometimes, you know, after all their sets, sometimes the audience may be a little drained. How do you keep the stamina to be following these bands?
I drink whiskey. Maybe just do it. That helps a little bit, you know. You know what I feel like is it's like when you have a good package like that and all the bands are interesting and you sit there and watch it, it just makes you more pumped up. And so by the time we get, you know, our point to get up there, it's just like I'm pumped because I've watched bands that I'm interested in, that I like being on tour with and everything. And so it just falls into place. And plus a little whiskey as well, you know, always helps in there, kind of boost things up. But
a little competition isn't bad, you know.
No, it's, you know, and it's not like we're all competing as bands on this thing. We all offer something unique within the extreme underground scene, you know. But I think the whole idea of all of it just works really well, you know, and it a lot of people that come to the shows are really into all the variation of it. So, you know, we've been having a lot of, you know, we're playing the Roxy today, but we played San Diego a couple of nights ago, and it was in a small place.
Oh, that must
it
have
was
been
sold
sick.
out, packed. Like, I think the capacity was like maybe 250, and they oversold it. And it was just intense. The whole night was intense, just from start to finish, and it was just chaotic. But, you know, those moments are really fun. Like, the crowd's right there in your face. Everybody's falling all over each other and everything. And that's what it's about. And a lot of these bands have that background, too, like Theories being the grind band they are, you know, and Ringworm and Black Breath, what they did. They have that more underground impact, that those kids come out that want the aggression. That's the night to get away and just let loose because of the chaos that's going on.
And then here's the best part. They're getting their money's worth.
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't even know how much the ticket prices are, but I think it's fairly
For amazing bands,
cheap.
Whatever it is, it's worth it, man.
Yeah. Oh, so what, like $200 a ticket or something?
Let's not give you any ideas.
I think I'm pretty sure it's fair price. I haven't heard any complaints yet, so.
This is interesting. I want to know, I always ask you this when I see you, how do you keep the honest stamina and the honest integrity, not only on stage, but writing? You released last year, let me pronounce this correctly, Constricting Rage of the Merciless.
Yeah.
Again, another excellent, sick, real Goatwhore record. How do you keep that creative integrity, and how do you keep doing this without being repetitive?
I don't know. It's really hard. I think.
It is hard.
I mean, it's hard, but then at the same moment, I don't think we're one of those, like, you know how you read interviews with bands and they put out a record and they're like, oh, well, this is going to be our best record yet. We don't really look back at the other ones when we're writing. They're done. They're finished. They were what we did at that moment in time. So we don't look back and say, we need to write something better than this song, or we need to write something better than this song. We start fresh, even though we do, like, in our writing structure, we use old riffs. Like, we have piles and piles of riffs, like a riff vault per se. I've heard that from another band somewhere along the line, but it is like we have, Sammy has a ton of riffs all the way back from the first record we've done. And some of them just didn't fall into place in something, but we don't get rid of them, we keep them, because you never know when that riff can, like, 2 sections of a song and make it come together as a full song. You know, it's just because it's old doesn't mean it doesn't have any element to it. So we keep everything. We recycle. You know, we're an eco-friendly metal band in a riff sense.
I find it interesting that when I listened to anything new that you put out, I'm already expecting that quote unquote, okay, this is where it's going to fail. And I'm always pleasantly surprised that not only does it keep my attention, but it always elevates. I always notice the progression and the growth, but the foundation is still the same. Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely believe that too. And not only that, I never disregard our past records. You know what I'm saying? Like, some bands, as they move along, they kind of like, oh, we were younger, we were immature then, and now this is what we are. I don't think that. I think that's such an element, because it's a growth, and it's a growth how a band evolves and what they become, you know, and influences change. Even through all the years, they change, you know. I mean, our basis when we first started was like Celtic Frost, Bathory, Venom. It was like the foundation of everything, and you heard it in everything, and you still do now, but we're sort of now coming into our own sound now. We're starting to come out to be like, well, that is the Goatwhore sound. That's what Goatwhore sounds like, you know. And then you can pick out all these little influences and stuff like that. I mean, we're all influenced. Every fucking band that's out on this has some kind of influence, you know. So you could definitely pull that out of there. But it's, you know, we have this thing, and I think too, a big thing is the struggle. You know, in the underground scene, I think what makes the underground scene so unique, and bands just struggling in general, is that struggle. That's what makes it. Like, when you look back at old, like, Metallica records or Slayer records and things like that.
Hunger.
You know, it is, and it's there, and you can hear it in it. You know, it's almost like if you took Metallica now and just ripped them of all their finances and everything, and said, now you need to start fresh. What are you gonna write? They would dig deep as fuck, hopefully, and bring some fucking aggression into that thing, you know? I mean, they've, no disrespect to them at this point, they've worked years and years to build what they fucking did. But when you go back to those older records, you know, and you listen to them, you're like, holy shit, you know? It's like that struggle, that hunger, you could feel it in it, you know? And I think that's what makes a lot of those records. And I think with us too is, like, I guess when we feel like we don't have that hunger or that urge for it anymore, it's when you need to kind of just be like, well, what the fuck, you know? What are we doing in this element?
Yeah.
Where's it going to from this point, you know?
You're keeping it honest and sincere, where other bands, it's like they got to put out something.
Yeah. No, I mean, we write because we like to write and we want to record things. And we tour, of course, and we live in these vans and such. But, I mean, you learn that's, you know, definitely as a, you know, band from the United States, you know, you live in vans for a lot of touring. You've realized that as a band, you get your own van and you get a trailer and you tour the States as much as you can. And that's the way you kind of circulate and get people knowing who you are. And it just becomes that element.
And that's how you build character.
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, you find out, you know, with every band, you find out which members are just like, holy shit, this is not what I thought it was, and I don't want to do it anymore. And then you find the ones who are like, well, this is what it is, and I didn't see anything different from it, so let's just keep moving forward. So you have people that not into that kind of idea or anything like that, and so things kind of change a little bit.